Hello folks, welcome to my channel here on my corner of the internet that we have devoted to Coriolis today. Everything I learned about Coriolis I found out on the Effekt Podcast. Yay! I still need to make that t-shirt properly. And I don't know, some sort of sticker to slap on my laptop. But yeah, my name's Millie. I am a patron of the Effekt Podcast. 50% of the Effekt Podcast is Matthew. How you doing, Matthew?
Yay! No, that's I don't applaud myself, do I?
No, you can. I think you should.
Hello, yes, and I've been very much enjoying playing this game over the last few episodes.
It's been good.
So
yeah,
I'll keep that introduction short, shall I?
Yeah, sure. Yeah. Joining me are fellow patrons. Thomas, how you doing, Thomas?
Howdy. Very well, thank you. Looking forward to escaping the ship.
And Niclas, how are you?
Yeah, very good. Good. Being here with you.
Yeah. So last time we played, last Friday, I happily announced as Sulman chipped in. Unfortunately, there has been some sort of reactor malfunction that happened around about the time that Afra got a little bit of a radiation dose. And it's caused some sort of cascade failure. That means the Ghazali is going to explode much sooner than we anticipated. We thought we had about, 13 hours to get off the ship. And now we have 6. So that was great. That was a surprise and a half. We had a daring rescue in the chapel, some epic spacewalks, and a bit of
radiation poisoning.
Little bit of radiation poisoning there. A bit of a fight in the medical lab between Kamina, this old fortune teller, and Brother Ramus. Something to do with having visited an emissary and them being an icon, and that's just crazy. And she formed a death cult. That was nice. And also we had a shady proposition from a lady who wants some help getting some absolutely nondescript and not illegal and not dodgy cargo off the Ghazali for the completely understandable sum of 40,000 burr.
Yeah. Now, I'm the only one that knows about that so far, aren't I?
Yeah, Afra's the only... I think Afra tried to have sort of approached the others, but it got a little bit sidetracked.
It's the sort of thing I want to kind of do in secret, although since then, Fayez has told me about his disease, his mystic disease, and the symptoms thereof. And the fact that sometimes he can hear what people are thinking.
Yeah.
And the little cogs are working in my head, mostly about, can you hear what I'm thinking? But also, can I use that in finding out what this cargo is all about? But also, I need my moral guide, Ali, to tell me what the right thing to do is in this situation. Well, I think I need my moral guide. There is, 40,000 burr as well.
There is 40. That'd upgrade a lot of equipment and fix the little spaceship that has no name to do whatever, and cover a lot of running costs for a roving pair of journalistic reporters for a while. We
could do a lot of good with 40,000 burr. Is that the argument we're going with?
A lot of good for possibly one little bad.
Yes.
That's right.
But so I think we returned to the Ghazali, like the camera would sort of fade in as I think we were rallying everybody to go down to the docks.
Yes, we persuaded even the death cultists to come to the docks with us.
And I think we'd persuaded them
to get
we
a new
had persuaded them all to come.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, persuaded them all to come so that Kamina can share her story. Otherwise, no one will know.
the word of the judge
Yes.
as
Yes.
given to her.
What's happened there?
But of course, Brother Ramas does not like the idea that the judge is extant and
No.
is absolutely convinced that this so-called emissary is an imposter.
Yes, definitely. He also thinks you should knock Kamina out and possibly the rest of her death cult now that they've all been like, yes, we will stay and take the word to the icons for you, Kamina. Go back to Coriolis and tell everybody to come and join us, kind of thing. He's of the opinion that you should knock them all out and put them in sleep and stasis so we can take them all home.
Yes, but we can't do that until they're in stasis.
No.
Because we can't carry them to stasis down the length of this ship.
No.
Is the point that I made out.
Mm-hmm.
And I reminded Brother Ramas of his ultimate duty to save lives.
Yes. Yes.
Well, I say that's his ultimate duty. That's my ultimate duty. I'm feeling now.
Yeah. No. He is very much of the opinion that we should save as many people as possible. That is his primary goal. He I suspect isn't beyond a little bit of sort of triage in that if it's a case of everybody dying trying to drag stasis modules off the ship, or what we were up to about 40 odd people here in our collective little group as folks have trickled in and we saved the folks from the chapel and the original survivors. 40 people definitely alive and off the ship is better than none because we tried to save everyone. So, he's pragmatic in that, but also some of the people are clearly in need of going to the sanatorium on Coriolis because they're all a bit bonkers.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So we've got this ragtag bunch. We've crewed up some of the stevedores with our carbines and shock prods and that kind of stuff because we're slightly concerned the Nectara. Necatra. I was like, no, I know that's wrong, but I've written it down as Nectara, which sounds too much like nectarines. Necatra. The Necatra are wandering around the ship. We've had an encounter with one of them, and we've seen some dead folk. And did
we discover that was a Legion enhanced Necatra as well?
Yes, yeah. You have footage of their brandings and the collar they have around the neck and so on. Definitely a Legion one.
There's a bit of a mystery about why they were on this rescue mission at all.
Yes, indeed. And why they're on the Ghazali and not over on the Zafira was another question that Ali wanted to address.
Ali's absolutely making the Legion the villains of this story. He's already decided they're clearly the ones in error here.
Oh, and we have the emerald disc from the ship, don't we?
We do.
Very important future equivalent of a solid state recording device. I imagine is quite rare, but very robust. So yeah, we've got this troop of folks, and we're ready to head down to the docking area, led by Fayaz to find this Fatima's Bounty. That was the ship we found, wasn't it? The ship we mentioned, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Okay. So is anybody taking point? Are we all going in one big group? Are we splitting up? And what is the plan to get down there?
I turn to you, Ali. Luckily, I don't turn the camera drone to you because the camera drones run out of power.
Mm-hmm.
That's right. Ali's actually feeling a bit defeated at this point because having spent an awful lot of energy and time trying to persuade people, at the end of the day, he was almost defeated by the fact they just want to kill themselves, which he doesn't really get. So I think what Ali had proposed was actually we just go as a group, and we go off straight away because I think we were down to an hour or something. To make it
6 hours before Sulman says
sorry,
the Ghazali explodes. But if you can trust
there was
Sulman.
a concern about the reliable of his time skills.
The quicker we get there, the better.
Yeah. And then what I had also quietly done is talk to Fayez about the possibility of whether once we were on the ship, we could lock the airlocks of the ship and just get out of there. So I actually think it's going to be really difficult to knock a whole bunch of people out. We're just not going to be able to do it without them resisting. So actually, Ali's entire perception of this is we get everyone onto the ship. Ali gets the two people who dislike each other to have another argument. Their audience will watch them have that argument because that's what following people is all about. And then while they're having their argument, we get the hell out of there. And by the time they realize what we've done, we're off the ship and we're away. That is my plan. If you're asking Afra, that's what I think we should do.
Right. Let's head down there then.
Sure.
Everybody is mobile as quickly as possible.
Yeah.
But I think Ali feels that Fayez should be leading the group because he knows the way to the ship, and he's a knowledgeable stevedore. And Ali's actually keen to put someone else in frame of the camera so that he can go back to being the journalist who's asking people questions.
Remember, Ali, the camera's run out of batteries. But I'm very keen if Fayez leads the group because I would like to. Maybe you and I could have a chat at the back.
Sounds like a plan. All right, so Fayez.
Fayez leads on.
Marhaban, Fayez. How are you?
Yalla, yalla.
Good then.
He takes the lead and urges everyone on.
Excellent. So we have this,
and we'll take up the back. We'll actually be right at the back to make sure we don't lose anyone.
All right. So we gather up our ragtag bunch. Brother Ramus is stripped as much as he can in terms of medical supplies and general supplies from around the medical lab, moving with a purpose that distracts him from the heretical folk on the other side of the room who are not helping but also coming along. And so he loads up those who aren't carrying weapons and taking a guard around the outside of the group are given like boxes or sacks or using like their shawls, their coats to carry supplies in, because we're not entirely sure how far away we'll be able to get or how long we might, too many unknowns as far as once we're off the ship for Brother Rama. So leave nothing he has to behind. So it's sort of moving along down the corridors. You can see left and right as this beautiful old cruise ship that would have toured the horizon, now tatty and dark, echoey, probably sparks of electricity and things around down corridors we're not making our way through. It all leads to that sort of haunted house kind of feel, abandoned sort of look. Fayez, you make a survival wits roll for me, please.
Interesting. The whole of 3 dice.
Nice.
No successes.
Okay.
You're dead, Fayez.
Yeah. And the catcher just eats you.
You failed to survive.
No.
Why did you put me in the front?
No, it's all.
Of course, I've had my knife out.
You've got
being prepared.
You're prepared, and don't you have like what are they? The
shock sticks.
Shock sticks as well.
Shock stick.
Yeah. You've got one of them ready. And you're moving. It's all a little dark, a little odd. But you make your way, and it's slow going as we shuffle through. Perhaps there's 1 or 2 moments where we're like, oh, no, all right, that lift shaft is down. Let's use the stairs and that kind of thing, as we have to maybe double back on ourselves and move around on our way to the docks. Where are we, docks? Nope. Oh, God, do you know before a session where you go, that's the page I need to remember, and that's the page there, and then you start it, and you're like, no, it's gone.
And they're gone.
They're gone.
Mm.
Almost like they've been deleted from the book. There we are. All right. So when we get to the docks, this area where it looks like there's you can see the Fatima's Bounty on the far side. To Afra and Ali, you realise this is probably not too far from where the unnamed it's just a ship is tucked away in a corner. Just a portal hopper. Yeah, it's just a little. Yeah. You can see the Fatima's Bounty. Definitely got space for yourselves all on it. It looks like a good sized ship. Fortunately, nothing has fallen down, but there is a lot of like structural beams, and you can see where what was like shipping containers full of supplies and repair equipment and construction equipment to help stabilize whatever might have befallen the mining colony. They've all sort of scattered and fallen and crashed around. At the far corner, it looks like there's a small sort of fire or something is burning. So there is smoke and stuff in the higher levels of the docks. There's strange shadows because the lighting isn't on properly. It's not safe, but it's certainly not imminently as dangerous as sitting around. Some of the folks you've got with you look slightly alarmed at this situation, at the burning and the darkness, and they shuffle a little closer together in a huddle to try and keep safe. But yes, we've made it to the docks.
But do we have to clear stuff to get out?
Well, if you just got in the Fatima's Bounty and opened the ED field and the space doors, explosive decompression might help you with a lot of it. Obviously, there's a little bit of a risk that whatever comes out might also crash into the Fatima's Bounty.
Okay. I was expecting the journey to be a little bit more difficult than this, so I haven't yet had my conversation, which I now really want to have with Ali. But while we're kind of inspecting the field and the situation here, I say, Ali, come to the side.
Sure.
And I point out the woman. Oh no, hold on. Who's the name of the woman with the proposition?
Sabitha, and she's the one with this white hair and a white braid down her back.
I point her out and I say, this woman came to me with a proposition. She was in the chapel, if you remember.
I do.
She has a cargo that she's very keen to get off this ship. I talked about lives being more important than cargo, and our recompense for getting this cargo off the ship got bigger and bigger. Now she's talking about 40,000 burr, our share, my share. If I haven't told her anything about you, if I help her get this cargo off the ship, I'm torn.
That's a lot of money.
It makes me think this is something that must have even greater value. And it's something that's illegal. So I'm assuming not opor or any of the things that you can buy on the streets. I'm wondering whether it's illegal. You know that mind recording thing that some people use?
Oh, the thing that plays memories back into people's minds.
That's generally illegal. I mean, and depending on the nature of it, it could be that sort of data. She said it was quite small.
Okay.
I didn't tell her about the Fatima's bounty. I've only been, I said the cargo on our ship wasn't great.
So where is her cargo? Where is she saying it's stored?
Well, I haven't even. I didn't want to commit to anything, but now we're here.
Right.
With time to spare.
Oh. So it must be. So we're assuming it's around here somewhere. Like we don't have to go back into the ship.
She hasn't
to get the
protested and
cargo,
said we must stay here or go here for our cargo.
Right. Yes.
And the other thing, Fayez, he has the ability to read minds.
Oh, you're so funny. Surely you haven't bought into that ridiculous,
Well, he says he does. I'm just thinking that, if we need to know whether she's telling us the truth, it would be good to have Fayez on hand.
Look, I think Fayez is a very useful individual, and so therefore always happy to have him on hand. But I don't think we should place, our trust in, this rumored mystics disease. I think it's just another way for the fanatics to control us. You realize that?
Control us how?
By making
rounding
us
up a bunch
afraid
of
of them. Yes.
Yeah.
We have to create.
Yes.
We have to create the other. We have to create the other Afra. We have to create the other.
Turn us against each other, and then they can control us.
Yes.
But,
I mean, you saw what happened. We tried to leave the ship, and two of them got into an argument, and they all would be dead now.
Let us not have a theological argument now, Ali. What I'm saying is, I'm telling you all the secrets that people have told me of this time, and I've had to bear myself for this whole time. And I'm bearing secrets myself.
I do. Look. It's not our profession to bear secrets.
No.
Right. I think from the sound of it, I mean, there's a lot of dimensions to illegal. I like to have a flexible mindset when I come to this question. However, anyone who's willing to pay us 40,000 birr to get it off the ship is obviously talking something reasonably seriously illegal and probably very valuable. That comes with a lot of trouble, right? Like, we're both of the same opinion.
It can only come with trouble.
And quite a bit at 40,000 birrs worth of trouble is my read. However, 40,000 birr would fund an awful lot of good.
It could.
It could. So I think if it's not actually the sort of thing that harms people, 40,000 birr could do a lot of good, but not at the cost of other people's lives.
So we need to know what it is, you're saying. Should I call her over?
Yes.
And bring Fayez on some pretext as well?
Well, he seems like a beefy, healthy, likely lad. So, I mean, she might cause trouble. I'd prefer to have Fayez here when she tries, because I don't know about you, Afra, but I think we've both forgotten we're actually reasonably rubbish at fighting people.
Well, I'm quite good at shooting people.
Oh, are you? Oh, yeah. It's never come up before.
Well, I wasn't the last time we had to shoot anything. No, but generally.
But generally,
as long as I remember to put this on, tapping my targeting scope.
Oh, that's right. That's what that's for. I forget. All right. Well, by all means, Afra, you know the people that we're talking about. I'll go get Fayez if you can go and bring the woman over. What's the woman's name, by the way?
Sabitha.
Sabitha. Okay. So we'll need... Yep. So let's find out what Sabitha is talking about. So I'll go and get Fayez.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And so I assume we'll get Sabitha.
We gather Fayez. The collected folk that we've brought from the medical centre, Brother Ramas and co, are sort of heading, looking around the docking bay, and making a start, like some of the stevedores and the other folk are making a start at moving some of the obvious debris and rubble. One of the chaps is like, I think there's an exoloader over here, and that will help. And they seeing that the escape is so close, begin to kind of rally a little bit. Some of them are still huddled kind of near the entrance, nervous. And we find a space quiet enough where Afra and Fayaz... Ali and Fayaz, how does Afra gets Sabitha? She's sort of stood there trying not to draw attention with her bright white hair, but also not digging in. Like, she's just sort of surreptitiously loitering.
So maybe when we parted, I told Afra that we should probably check out the portal hopper. So I will go and get Sabitha and say, come and have a look at our vessel. See if it's large enough for your cargo.
Okay. So we head over towards the portal hopper. She follows along, and as you get close, like where you can see it, there in the corner, perhaps there's some sort of netting or slight kind of material to sort of mask it, not necessarily being where it shouldn't necessarily be. Sabitha kind of stops and she goes, "Oh no, this can't. No, how? Oh,
see, I told you. How big is it? What is your cargo?"
She looks at you, and are Ali and Fayez like just stood around the portal hopper? You just kind of close by? Are you
close by?
Close by.
Yeah.
So she gets a little closer to Afra, leans over and she says, 40,000 burr is enough to just make a delivery run. Is it not?
In this ship?
Well, no. This is not going to work.
It's not big enough.
No. Maybe,
So,
and she, I'm not good with meters, but she says something that's possibly maybe about 7 foot by, no, maybe about 10 foot by 7 by...
10 foot by 7?
Yeah, by, what would it be? 10 long, 7 down, 4 wide. 10 by 7 by 4. In feet.
10 by 7 by 4.
In feet, I'm saying, because I don't know.
Is it it's not break-upable? It's an object.
Well, it needs to be in one, the power...
In one place.
And
so
she starts
to
to
go on
say...
the Fatima's bounty with everybody else, I say.
Yeah, she starts to say, like, the power supply can't be, that kind of thing, and then stops herself.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, yeah, we'd need to put it in the bigger one.
Therefore, we must rely on some others. I have... we'll need a stevedore, and my colleague will need to know. You must come and discuss it with them. If they agree, we will split your 40,000. We will not ask for 120,000.
She laughs. She says, "It's good cargo. It's not 120,000 burr cargo."
Is it 80,000?
She shakes her head. She says, "You need more contractors for this. If you subcontract, you have to forward that payment." I
say it in good nature.
Yeah, yeah, she is too.
But come and talk about it with them. You can trust these people.
She looks in the way like I can't even trust you, kind of like I wouldn't even trust my mother, sort of thing. But yes, she follows on, and we meet in the shadow of an unnamed ship. As this woman, and she's got this shocking. You've seen her around, but it's only since the camera has been switched off that her hood has come down, and you've actually been able to see her clearly. She's been quite. I mean, I think Ali would notice, same way that Afra would, when somebody's not desperately, but obviously trying to avoid being on camera and being captured on film. Fayez might have noticed her sort of skirting around the edges oddly, and yeah, she approaches with Afra and nods in greeting and says, So what do they know?
They know nothing.
What?
You must tell them. You must earn their trust.
She smiles. She says, I have some very valuable cargo, and I could reward you for your efforts if you help me get it off the Ghazali. It's not so big.
Need help carrying stuff? I can help you carry stuff.
Yeah, I like him, she says to Afra. I like him. And she pulls out a security tablet, like a data tablet, and she says, it should be in one of the side docks, one of the smaller loading bays. We just need to find it, and the security tablet should get you to it, and then get it on. And she gestures over to the Fatima's bounty, and again she says it shouldn't be hard to find. 10 by 7 by 4. We'll have medicurgy signs on it. Be careful when you move it. It has a power supply. Don't.
Is this a stasis bed?
And she looks at you and she says,
Is this a stasis bed? I repeat the question.
She says, that's not important though, is it?
Well, it's going to be important to everyone else when we put it on the ship, so you might as well tell us, because when we walk around the corner and it is a stasis bed, we're going to know.
And she says, I don't think anybody would realise it's a stasis bed unless they went poking around inside.
Okay, so it is a stasis bed.
She didn't say that.
She kind of did.
But she didn't say yes. She is being deliberately cagey about confirming it. Nobody needs to know what's inside. You don't need to know what's inside. This is just some cargo.
No, she's right. We don't need to know what's inside. Fayez needs to know whether he can carry it. And Fayez, you're very insightful, aren't you, when you look at cargoes?
Yes.
So I turn and I say, I have some things to get out of the portal hopper. Why don't you take these to the where this place is being kept, where this thing is being kept?
The cargo, yeah.
And I've brought on to the ship this exoloader. Is that located?
Yeah, it'll be somewhere in this dock.
hangar,
Yeah,
so-
yeah, it'll be somewhere in this hangar. Yeah.
And would that be enough to carry this?
She thinks so, but she hasn't been down here herself since everybody's woken up. Everybody's had to deal with the ongoing shenanigans.
Hold on, I thought I heard somebody shout that they'd found an exoloader. It's not yours, is it? Yes.
Might be. Might be. Steve Dawes might be all over that now. So we make our way across, leaving Afra at the portal hopper, and we make our way across the hangar. You can see that there are some blast doors that are closed tight, and she sort of knocks on them through here, but I don't. And she like hands Fayez the security tabula and is like, if you're insightful.
That would be what would it be?
Are you trying to open it?
Yeah.
I tell you, I'm dropping a whole bunch of hints to Fayez here that she might not notice.
Yeah.
But it seems that I'm dropping him so subtly that he hasn't noticed either. But,
I think Matthew wants
Well,
Fayez
he's not
to
a man of the world.
read this woman's mind.
Yeah.
All right, so it's going to be a technology test. You've got the tabula, so it's only -2, only.
Aha.
I know.
It's only
Does-
-2.
Does that
and
give
I
you
will
one
go.
dice?
Give me two.
One more than me.
And no successes.
Okay.
I don't know if it's worth pushing this.
I'm coming up behind you with my arms full with our exosuits, our exoshells, my own personal accelerator pistol, and the stuff I've salvaged from the
So you've got my beautiful exosuit.
I have, yes. I thought
Okay.
there's a risk that we may be leaving the portal hopper on this ship to go into the town. So I thought, you'd spend a lot of money on that mosaic work. I thought you might like it. Also, I trust my own exosuit shell more than I trust one I picked up on a ship that's falling into a sun.
Wise. That feels wise on many levels. Excellent. I get in my fashionable exosuit.
All right. So
While Fayez is failing this, he asks her, so 40,000 birr? I wonder what this thing could be. And he sort of asks this question,
okay.
and then he tries
To
to
read
read her mind.
all right. So what she immediately says, no
Well,
need to
Yeah, okay.
no need to think about that, which clearly means she's thinking about that.
And then I have to succeed in my mystical powers rolls, right? So that's damnation. Take another darkness point because you got one
Ooh.
from me trying. Yes, one success.
Okay. So this talent, it's called mind reading, but what do we get from this?
You can read someone else's thoughts for a minute or so. You can only read surface thoughts. You can't dig for any deeper memories. Your target must be within close range.
Okay.
I think that's all it says.
Sure. So the surface thoughts, when she says, like, you don't need to think about that, there is a lot of panic here, a lot of worry, of not falling into a star, of that if she survives and she doesn't get a cargo off the ship with her, she will be in a lot of trouble. Someone big, something, some sort of authority figure will not be impressed. There's also a little bit of confusion about what the cargo is, in that she doesn't know why she's been tasked with bringing this cargo. So to a degree, she's not even sure. And then there's also I think she's worried that you'll find out about the cargo. Not necessarily you people in general, specifically Fayez. You will find out about the cargo.
How are you doing with
All
that
right.
door, Fayez? Because
Not good.
So yeah, we try with the tabula, and maybe
Yes.
that's why you fail, because you're concentrating on something else instead.
Okay.
And we try it some sort of delay, miscommunication between the tabula and the system here. They're not connecting. Suleiman maybe has redirected all the power to having a party in the bar where everybody should have their last drink before they fall into the sun and explode, that kind of thing. So you could think about maybe getting your exo suit, your exo loader and whatever, forcing the door open. It definitely signifies there is some sort of atmosphere on the other side. So it's not refusing through decompression kind of thing. It's safe to open.
Yeah.
It's just...
Can I try datagen?
Sure, yeah.
Let me have a look at that tabula, see if I can get anything from it. Has it got a authentication crack?
Mm-hmm. I know.
So -2, did you say?
Yeah. So Sabitha is giving you this. She's there's obviously parts of it that are locked away, but this is her sort of. In a normal situation, it would be this is the confirmation that this cargo belongs to you and you are authorized to use it, so you've got access, kind of thing.
Right.
So it's
so
like,
sort of like whether a security seal or a bill of lading or something like that.
Yeah. It's her tabula, so there is more on it that's obviously hers, but she's.
But the authentication is here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So surely I just need to use that. Okay. What's my modifier? I have 6 dice normally.
Yeah, so it is -2 because Suleiman's the ship systems are not great.
I get 1 success.
Oh, excellent.
Yes.
So a little bit of nervous poking and rerouting and maybe disabling certain systems on the control panel here. So it's just going for authorizing people, not necessarily trying to inform you about the status of anything else. And eventually we hear like the bulkhead doors sort of chunk and slide open.
I'm pulling the face mask of my exoshell down as that slides open.
Okay. So yeah, it chunks and it slides open. We wait for a moment in case there is some sort of decompression. There isn't. It's all good. And you can see that the loading dock beyond this holding bay for different kinds of cargo, it's probably where they bring all the fancy rich folks personal space hopper, fancy cars and whatever in the future for the cruise, now has been co-opted into shipping containers and boxes, and you can see more of these construction drones and stuff out in there, just all of them, some of them hanging on chains and swaying oddly, some of them completely fallen over at odd angles and just knocked around, and as the doors open and you can see Sabitha sort of looking about, you can see this like green looking cargo container that she matches the size she told you. She points it. It's sort of wedged in between a couple of others, and she says, "That one, that's mine."
Sabitha, as we walk in, I say, face mask back up again. Why? I'm failing to understand. I'm just realizing where we were going. We were going on a rescue mission to Toan, and you were instructed to bring this cargo to Toan, and now we're going to take it back, I guess, eventually to Coriolis. Is that actually where you want it to be, or should it be on Toan?
She looks a bit nervous or a little shifty. She says, I had to make a rendezvous while most folk were sleeping. We acquired our cargo, and we were to bring it back with us.
When we were asleep for portal jumping.
Most folks went before, with enough time to allow us to make the exchange.
On which side of the portal?
Before.
Is this cargo the reason why this ship is falling into the sun?
And she shakes her head. She says, no. Nothing like that. Look, there's some rich folk who are missing, some people. Others might call it kidnap. I call it reuniting good friends.
I turn to Ali here. I'm not. Yeah. This is not my.
Yeah, Ali's feeling that, that moral compass conversation we had earlier. It's clearly heading in one direction. So Ali stops when she starts talking about kidnapping people euphemistically.
Mm-hmm.
So the person or people in the stasis container thing, they're being reunited with their very rich family.
Yes.
And one infers from the way you've worded that reuniting is very much what the family would like.
Yes.
I mean, I'm sure the family will embrace them with open arms.
Yes.
However, and this is the second question that's probably going to make us all very sad, one infers that they, however, would prefer not to be reunited with their family, since their family's very wealthy, they could have just sent them a ticket.
Some people, things change, they get lost, they forget who their family are. In the end, this is a good thing.
Yeah.
40,000.
Have you ever been a member of one of those rich families when you've been forcibly reunited with them? Because, I have memories. But you're right. We should get them off the ship, because actually they're living people in a stasis chamber, and we should save them. That is absolutely correct.
We are aware that a number of stasis chambers failed. Let me have a look and see whether this one's actually still functioning. The person may be dead already.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Can I do that? Can I get into the box?
So, we have to spend a while, and maybe this is where Fayez heads off to find an exoloader or something to help us move things around. And it's going to take a while to get to parts. But after maybe an hour or so of our 6 hours and working our way through, we find that we can get at least close enough that a tabula or Sabitha's tabula will be able to connect with the program on the cargo unit.
Okay. Shall we do that?
Yes, it's definitely going to be a datagen.
Datagen again.
Mm-hmm.
Any modifiers on that?
No, this is clearly something that Sabitha's tabula is connected with before.
So did you say, Fayez, you've gone off to fetch your...
No, in order for you to have gotten here, Fayez would have had to do some sort of heavy lifting.
To get to this
point. So it's already done.
So
So do you have datagen? Can you help me with this?
No. Nope.
And you can't, of course, Ali, can you?
No.
Just like
Computers,
right.
they confuse me.
Anyway, 2 successes.
Okay, so this is some fancy tech, and it looks like it's definitely shielded from general. Like if someone were to use like some sort of environment scanner or something, that would highlight inside this are some stasis pods, some stasis beds. Typically it would be shielded from that, and everybody would just get like fake readings. Clearly Sabitha has smuggled things before. So when you connect and you go through the data, everything in there seems to be running fine. There are 4 beds in this thing. One of them is empty.
Right. let's first of all look at the stasis lights. Are any of them beeping, saying, right, yeah.
No, they're all operating within standard parameters. They have about 2 weeks worth of power on board. Should you just jettison them into space and let them float around for a bit?
It would be easier, I'm thinking. I'm not necessarily vocalizing that in front of Sabitha, if we were to wake these people up and get them aboard the vessel. How are they clear? Can you see into them?
You can't. So from outside the cargo container, you can't see anything that's inside, and we're basically like connecting through its Wi-Fi to our tabula.
I see. Gotcha. All right now.
For an extra success, though, it pulls up some names. They don't look like family names. They don't look like they all don't all have similar like surnames, family names.
They're not
with
all
them.
the same family.
Okay, so,
Not from looking at the names.
okay.
And what are the names?
I don't have them, but I will just 3 names.
Some names.
Let me flip through. Let's pick some names from my list of.
So let me get this right. This is a sort of capsule thing with like 4 stasis beds, from what I can see.
So basically, from the outside, it just looks like a big green shipping container. It's got some sort of, like Pfizer or some sort of medical company, medicurgy company emblazoned on the side. So from the outside, it looks scuffed. It looks old and bumpy. But when you've tried to get the information and the access from it, like the initial sort of contact, you wouldn't suspect that inside it's got 4 stasis beds and a power supply and a little processing computer that would manage the stasis beds and stuff. It is very much from initial sort of what is in this thing. It's just like a manifest of bandages and generic stuff that nobody would bat an eye to. And it's only when you've gone through the system and connected to it and used the access that Sabitha has got on her tabula that it's shown up. All right, life signs operating optimally. Stasis bed 4 is empty. Patient Siraj fine. Patient Jadwa fine. Patient Kifa fine.
At some point in time where this is going on, and if I get the chance to be sort of alone, or so Sabitha doesn't overhear, I try to convey my reading of her minds, and so I think if she doesn't get this off, she might as well stay on the ship. I think she might as well die if she doesn't get this off. Or run.
She gets these people off, or this as a whole unit?
Yeah, I heard that. That I don't know. And also, what is strange, that.
How long have we got? How long did it take to?
We're down to 5 hours here. You think
we can go at any time though. We can spend the time waking these people up. That's what we should do. And then they have the free will to go where they wish to will. If they have say this, huddled close.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she's off fussing with the she reveals a secret panel, and she's off fussing with things and tapping into the control panel on the side.
On the side of the.
Yeah, it's not in the thing to do that, but she needs something to distract her while we huddle.
Right.
Yep.
So I'm just saying. Well, you go ahead, Niclas.
Yeah, I want to stress that she didn't. I got the feeling she don't want me to know about this. That there are people there, and not just anyone, just me. And I wonder, why me? What's so special with me? You haven't told her, have you?
No.
No.
Can she recognize? I mean.
Well.
Ali doesn't believe you anyway.
No, yeah.
Ali has
Fine.
no belief.
Or it's a good. That's a good thing.
No,
I mean,
what I'm saying is we should get these souls off this ship. That's
Yeah.
what we came
Yeah.
on.
Yeah.
That is our moral duty. If we
Yes.
get them off in a in this unit, if we just move this unit on, they are prisoners and we know not what their fate is.
Yeah.
It would be easier for everybody concerned if we woke these people up. We've got the time to do it. And then once they are saved, they are people with free will who can go to their families if that's what they want to do, or
Agreed.
not if they don't want to.
Let's
So
do it.
Ali's not
Yeah.
part of this huddle, is he? Just to confirm.
Uh,
It's
well,
okay if he's not. I just want to make sure.
I think you, Niclas, you were saying it was the three of us, weren't you? You were sharing it with, or were you just sharing it with me?
Well, primarily you, but let's say
Because you were sharing your I've read her mind and this is what I
Yes.
found, weren't you?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
you were
Maybe
assumedly
easier if
keeping
Ali
that
doesn't
from
hear,
Ali.
otherwise we'll get into another theological argument.
So while all this is going on, Ali's been doing some mental calculations. So what is she doing right now?
She's just confirming what Afra has found via the tabula. She's just going through. Maybe there's a small panel.
So she's got a panel open and she's
just going
typing
through
at
and,
it to read
and
things.
just confirming it. I mean, she could be purging data and changing logs so that you might not find out anything else. But who knows?
Ali would absolutely not know.
Yeah.
So Ali's made. So let me explain. So Ali comes from a wealthy Mirren family. He's fled the family because his philosophy and beliefs don't in any way match up with his family's. So he's personally quite, not okay with what she's described. And he's also noted that she's talked about, doing it for other people, which means if we take these people off and she's still around to talk about it, we're likely to be hunted by them. Because they will want because we'll be the last connecting dot point to the people who fled the families. However, luckily for her, she's currently standing against the things that he doesn't want to put bullets into. So he will walk over to Afra and maybe Fayez. Doesn't know about Fayez, but yep. Guys, Afra, Fayez. I think we actually need to knock her out before she realizes what we want to do. Because if we don't, she's going to try and kill us. Try to kill us.
Maybe you got a point there.
So rather than waiting for the gunfight, perhaps you could hit her with that stun stick of yours.
Yes. I do it now.
Fayez, no waiting there, just straight in.
Awesome. That's what I want to hear, Fayez.
Now Ali said this, I will happily shoot her if she is going to kill us. So that is her intent. So I'm happy to go with the non-violent or the less violent method if Fayez is ready to do that.
Yes. So he brings out the shock stick and attacks her with it.
All right.
Let's see. I roll. Ooh.
Let's have a look.
9 dice.
That's Sabitha.
Oh my god.
One success.
All right. So I just need to check
But
because she does have a bit of armor here.
mhm,
So
I'm thinking maybe I want to push that
okay.
anyway. That's another success. All right. But how does it work?
let's double check.
With the stunning.
Page
automatically
133
stun?
of the rule book.
Is it stun? As long as you get a hit?
It means the weapon inflicts stress instead of damage.
Ooh.
So it affects the stress hits instead of hit points.
Yeah, we've struggled with this rule on the podcast, and I'm sure you'll have listened to the episode where we talked about it.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm trying to remember because it was an article that Dave wrote, but I think vaguely, we said it does stress points or mind points rather, or stress, that is to say, mind damage rather than physical. But if you get a crit, has it got a crit number, or does the crit?
No, it's just got stun.
It doesn't.
Yeah,
That's
so
the odd thing.
I think it was just you have to get multiple successes, but I can't remember what we decided to actually knock somebody out.
Okay.
Otherwise, you're just beating to mind damage, and if somebody's an intelligent and wily person, you have to beat them more often to knock them out.
So how many successes did we get?
2.
2. And what's it? So what's its mind damage? What's the? Is it
1.
Just 1 per success?
Yep.
I knocked that on the floor. Oh no! I bent a page in my core book by dropping it. Oh no!
Oh no!
That's it. It's ruined. I'll have to go on the Black Friday sale and buy a new one.
Yeah.
That's it. There we go. Stun.
Yeah, that's not very clear.
No, it's not. So, I mean, these things are designed to knock people out. This is what they're made for, really, isn't it?
Yeah.
And
You would think so.
and we've come upon her while she's engrossed in something, and literally just like it's a little bit like out of Demolition Man. I feel we've literally just went zzzt, and took her down. So I think we've got 2 successes. It's based on mind point. I think we do for now at least knock her down, and knock her to the floor. And how long she'll stay unconscious, how long she'll take to recover from that, we're not sure, having not used these before, I assume. I don't think Fayaz would have. Would he? No.
I don't think so.
But yeah, she staggers a bit, she puts her hand up, and then she drops, and she flunks to the floor.
Right. Now we must work quickly. And what we must do is get into this container, release these people.
Okay, while they do that, and she's lying on the ground, I am going to basically cover her with the Vulcan carbine.
Okay.
So if she starts to get up or draws a weapon or actually does anything that I don't like the look of, I will just unload.
Sure. All right.
And I'll aim. I'll have aimed, whatever the right language is there.
Yeah, it is.
So what you're saying is there's a special...
Is it Overwatch?
Overwatch, yeah.
Yeah.
It may be wise to find whether she's carrying anything else identifying while we're here.
While
It's
she's
a good
unconscious, we want to
opportunity to find out
frisk
as
her.
much as we know about her.
Yeah, actually, if she's got a weapon, I'll take it from her. Actually, that's a good
Yes.
point. If she's actually unconscious, I'll search her.
She's definitely down and out. Whether she's like completely unconscious or just stunned and groggy, I'm not sure.
Yep. Do you want me to make a sort of observation roll?
Yeah, let's give us an observation roll.
Yep. 1 success.
All right, yeah, she has like Ali, she's got a Vulcan pistol in her robes, and a tag, a money tag.
Oh, well, I'll take the money tag because crime is wrong. Stopping it should be rewarded.
Yeah.
What's the money
And
tag?
I
Can
will.
just plan it that tells you how much it's currently worth?
Yeah, it's 600 burr.
Oh, okay.
She may
Ali
be
feels
lying
decidedly
about
Hoping
it.
for 40,000.
Yeah, well, Ali's certainly feeling like that'll cover the coffees, but I'm not sure it'll go much further. But anyway, grabs it. Much more importantly, he takes the Vulcan carbine off her, and sort of pockets that. Not that he can use it very well, but he'll pocket it, and he'll go back to covering her with a Vulcan carbine,
Okay.
as described earlier.
Yeah.
While these guys do what they do best.
Sure. So we're gonna start the wake up procedure on this set of sleeping people. Is that the
Yes.
plan?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Sure.
Do I need to roll Medicurgy for that?
Yeah. Let's do Medicurgy to make sure we're doing it in an optimal system, optimal route.
I look to you, Fayez, again and say, no chance at all that you have some medical experience?
No.
No chance at all, obviously not.
I carry stuff and hit people occasionally.
And you
but I
do it
still
very
the
well,
success.
Fayez.
Oh, excellent.
My dice rolls are being very
You have been
at this
blessed.
point unfriendly at the moment, but that's great for me.
It is.
It is.
Yeah.
So we begin the procedure. It starts by you have to select a person, and it'll go through them each, so they'll wake up in order. So you've got time for the medic, who would be there to double check and go over, perhaps provide warm beverage or something as they come out of sleep. Fayez, as you are there and Afra is going through them, these three names, you might not know them, but you've definitely seen them on like the stevedore duty rosters.
As in, yeah, I know they worked on the ship.
Yeah, you know they worked like on Coriolis as part of in the same sort of
okay,
places as
okay.
you did, getting work like that kind of stuff. And this depends, and I'm giving away a big thing here by asking. With Fayez's uniqueness, his mysticism, has he told anybody else? Has he gone to any like support groups? Not that there might be any support groups, but has he spoken with anyone about it?
Well, why not make life harder for him? So yes.
Yeah. So Kiefer, one of the names, they've possibly been mentioned also as having problems in a similar style to yourself.
Right.
Perhaps Kiefer has not been so quiet as everybody else, as Fayez.
Afra Sadi.
She's certainly
Afra.
not a rich person who'd be kidnapped.
These are not rich people. These are workers, stevedores like me.
Well,
And this this one, he used to be quite open with having problems of a similar nature as I have.
your
Yeah,
thing.
yeah. My headaches
thing.
sometimes. Yeah. Yes.
So
Anyway,
is somebody, do you suppose all of these people have?
I wouldn't be surprised.
Because there are rumors back on the ship that people like you are being hunted and
Yes.
Disappeared.
Yes,
You know,
that's
people talk about
that's
people
why I
like you
fled.
being killed because people like me are angry with people like you because you read our thoughts. But maybe the people that disappear aren't being killed. Maybe they're being taken somewhere.
It's true. That's true. Oh, this is too much for me.
This is my shocked face.
You do it so well.
And as Afra suggests this, we hear back in the main cargo bay screams. Someone shouting. And let me get his name right.
It's Ketra, isn't it?
Someone is shouting, Merad, where are you? And you can hear folks like, where is he? Come on, boy, where are you? And shouting. Somebody else then screams, and there's a commotion, and it sounds like pandemonium is starting to break out.
I'm torn here. I have my medical duty to these people, but I also have I've got a gun duty, and I know how to use it. How far off? How long are we going to have to wait for these three to wake up? And
I mean, the process is starting. You don't have to stay and monitor it each individual step.
Well, we've also got the slave trading woman here.
So the people in stasis will just wake up on their own. Obviously, if nobody's there when they wake up, they'll be a little bit confused and quite panicked, freaked out. And so you could just go. It'll probably take for all of them. Well, the first one's probably going to come out of stasis sometime in the next 20 minutes. As you're looking at the progress bar. For all three of them to come out of stasis, it's going to be like an hour for all three of them.
I look across at you, Ali, and say, it feels to me that one of us needs to see what's going on over there, one of us needs to stay with these people, and one of us needs to keep an eye on that woman.
So, I think we can combine two of those jobs. So if Fayez and I go out to find out what's going on, and Fayez grabs the woman and brings her with us, then that at least means
look with these guys.
you do this job, right?
Yeah.
So Fayez, you grab
shoot something, give me a shout.
Yeah, probably will. But sadly, we need someone to be medical, and I can't do both those jobs. I'm a rubbish shot, but I'm a worse doctor. So Fayez, grab Sabitha.
Yeah.
Because I had a whole plan about dumping her in one of those lifeboats anyway, so there's a thing here about getting rid of her at some point. And then we charge. I'll race out the door with my Vulcan carbine, which I know how to use so well.
So well.
Now I'm fully armed.
Dragging her out there.
Did I give you a cricket back before, Ali?
Yes, I've had my cricket for some time.
Okay.
The good news is I'm just as bad a shot with the cricket as I am with the Vulcan carbine.
All right, so we throw Sabitha, slightly groggy. You can hear a moan as you throw her over your shoulder, Fayez. We head back into the main hangar. I think we could have an observation roll as the two of you return in.
Yep. Do you want us to each roll independently?
Yeah, you can do, yeah.
Yep, fine. Oh, wow. Wow, because I only have 4 dice. 2 successes.
Oh, cool.
Fayez is too busy carrying the woman.
So you can see on some of these platforms and walkways and the silhouette from the fire in the corner, 2 of the Nakatra moving along towards where all the other survivors are, and then you spot quite a way over. Somehow one of them has managed to be on top of the Fatima's bounty, and you watch, and it's you can see, and you remember from a couple of sessions ago where we were like, oh, they're very good, and you can see them like herding people into what is essentially a kill zone. And maybe one of them like leaps down and goes away. You hear people run and scream, and then it climbs up. And they're very definitely herding folk towards a bigger place to take lunch.
Okay, so the one on top of Fatima's bounty seems to be significantly problematic because it's blocking access to the ship, assumedly, which is why it's there. So as soon as I see it, I'll just aim and fire.
Sure.
Because I don't think talking to them works. So there's no indication
we had
that
a
it
bit of a
does.
problem talking to them based on us not
Oh, that's
being
right.
their,
Yeah, we did
their
try and talk to
handlers.
the other one, and it wasn't interested.
Yeah.
So I'm aiming. The weapon has got short range. Am I within short range? That's sort of the
No.
miss. Okay.
Not short range here.
So I'm going to take. Is it -2 dice for each range increment? I'm assuming. It's an assumption, but it seems right.
Yeah, it feels right. At this point, right now, I'm like, oh gosh, we've had fun because this definitely doesn't feel like 12:30. How did that happen?
Crikey, yes.
It's almost 11:30. But it's at the other end of 11. It's at the other end of that
side of that, yeah.
of that 12-hour block. Okay, so I've got aiming gives me 2 dice. Take 2 dice off because
Yeah.
I'm doing what I do. I will do that. I think. Can I use it for weapons? Oh, actually, that's the $1 million question. Sorry, I just need to ask. Just need to read one talent to see because I think I really don't want to miss, and I'm a rubbish shot. The gambler's talent. The
I
gambler's
think
talent.
it's actually
really lucky.
1 dice.
Oh, just 1 dice
penalty
away?
per range.
Oh, okay, so I get 6 dice. That's not terrible. However, quick GM question. Can I use my gambler's talent? You're incredibly lucky. You can choose an automatic critical success on a skill test of your choice. It counts as if you'd rolled 3 6s. It's an advanced skill. You still need a level of at least 1, but it's not an advanced skill. So can I use the gambler's talent for this shot? It will give you a DP if I do.
I believe you can.
you can,
You'd
yeah.
have to. You've not used it before?
Not today.
No, I have. Actually, yes, I used it once last session.
Then, well.
Is it once per act or once per?
Well, I think once
Depends
per
on-
session, but I don't know how you feel about these short sessions we're doing.
I mean-
If I were GMing, I wouldn't allow it. So rarely, I'd do it once per act on the ones that I'm running. But
But then we're in Act 3.
oh, is it? Are we in it? Well, are we already in
Yes,
Act 3?
Yeah,
then,
yeah,
mate?
we're in Act
Yeah,
3.
Yeah, then,
Yeah, I
It's
think you
up to
can.
you, Millie,
I
but-
think you can. I like the idea that you're gonna use it up on this because that means there'll be
All right. That
maybe
means I'll probably pay for it later. Yep.
maybe.
So
I'm a softie.
let me get this right. Basem. Yep. Okay, so Ali shouts at the top of his voice, Basem Makamiru, and then offloads, which is basically in the name of the gambler. So, I don't need to roll. Why am I rolling? 3 dice.
You already rolled. You just
you
had
get
3
3 successes.
Yep.
Critical success.
So Vulcan Carbine, 3 damage, crit 2. So I do 5 damage and I crit.
All right, you want to roll
No,
a crit?
no.
No?
You do either
Oh.
5 damage
Or
or
a
you
crit.
roll for a crit.
What do you want?
Oh, okay. Oh, sorry, I didn't understand. Okay,
Oh,
I will absolutely do. I've got 3. Yeah, so I'll do the crit,
Okay.
which I assume means I roll on the crit table, which of course I have no idea where it is. But it's the usual D66, right?
It is, yeah. HIC.
Bone dice for the 6s. Oh, 63. Yep, that
90.
sounds pretty positive.
yay!
Critical injuries 94 and 96.
Savage recall those.
What did we get? 64?
63.
Wasn't it?
Oh, 63.
Yep.
All right. So you see the shot across the way hit the Nakatra in the neck. There's like a spray of blood across the thing, and the thing staggers around and falls off the back of the Fatima's bounty. The shot rings out across the docking bay, and it's almost like a signal to the other folks who have got carbines and stuff. And Afra, back in the loading dock with the folks waking up, you can hear now like bursts of fire around the other dock. It sounds, contact is going on. But from your military training, this is not like short, sharp, controlled bursts, and there's no sort of like contact left, contact right, that kind of stuff. It's literally just people screaming.
These are idiots with guns.
Yeah, that's the thing. That's exactly how it sounds.
Sounds like the very same idiots that we gave the guns to, in fact.
Yeah, which is a good thing, I guess. There is from where Fayaz and Ali are, screaming and shouting can be heard echoing around there. The two Nakatra that are up on the walkways turn, and one of them leaps down and disappears off. The other one seems to be like charging towards Fayaz and Ali, like off at you.
That's Fayaz, this is your bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's your bit, Fayaz.
I think we need a little bit of initiative in this now.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Because he's going to get up close and have some...
No bonus. No initiative. 1. 4 plus 1, 5.
Ooh.
What do I roll? Sorry, what was it again for initiative?
A die.
Yeah, and then you need to check if
Six-sided die.
your weapon has a bonus as well.
Oh, right. Okay, so the Vulcan Carbine does not have a bonus. So I've rolled a 2 on the D6. Is that what we meant by die?
Mm-hmm.
Yep, perfect. Then I've rolled a 2.
Does Afra want to roll initiative as well?
Should I roll initiative if I feel the need to leave these guys? I expect this fight to be over. So at some point when it's all going badly, I will run down and roll initiative.
Sure. So Fayaz, what did Fayaz get, sorry?
5.
5. And then Ali got 2, was it?
2. Yep.
Alright. So Fayaz, you see this, you see one jump down into the crowd or into the walkways below, disappear out of sight. The other one turns. There are these glowing red eyes of some sort of enhanced Nakatra see in the dark Legion experiments going on, and they fix on you and Ali, having been the place where the gunshot came from, and it's charging towards you. Where's he gone?
So yeah, knife out.
Mm-hmm.
I attack as soon as I can.
All right, you're gonna keep Sabitha over your shoulder.
No. She's
Just
dumped her.
Boomf. Okay.
Yeah.
Feed us on a Nakatra.
Yeah, feed it to the Nakatra.
Yeah.
That'd be fun.
Ah,
There's a
damn.
meat
Of
shield.
course. Oof.
Yeah,
That's
extra armor from a smuggler over your shoulder. All right, so Sabitha goes on the floor as we realize we were about to have a fight. You draw your knife. It's not close range yet. So are you holding until it gets to you, or are you gonna go out and get it?
No, I'll charge
Okay.
ahead and try to just attack as soon as possible.
Sure.
So I guess that's all my whatchamacallit points
Action points.
left. Gone.
Yeah.
Action points, yeah.
So, this is where I'm like, no, it's a short action. No, it's 3 action points. So let me get this right. So we've spent 1 to move up to it.
Yeah.
And then
And 2
to attack
to
it.
attack.
Sure. Yeah. Cool.
Yeah.
Go for it.
2 successes.
Nice.
am I going to push that? Yeah, I'm going to give you another darkness point and see if I can get some more.
Ooh.
Yes, I do. So that's 3 successes. So damage 2. I'm gonna, So 2 damage for the first one, an extra damage for the second die success, and then the crit the third.
Okay.
So if it hopefully
it doesn't
through.
get through. Its armor doesn't help. You just plunge it through this fur, this coarse, horrid fur it has.
So that's a crit then.
Ooh, musical folk. There we go.
61.
61.
Ooh.
I should have kept it open on that page.
I think that's.
I've got it.
No,
61 is destroyed arm.
Ooh.
Conscious for
fatal, yes.
D6 hours.
And destroyed destroyed arm. Yep.
All right. So
Fatal, yes. Unconscious for D6 hours.
it just knocks it out.
You just
knocks him down.
You just chopped its arm off, basically.
Well, yeah. It dies within T6 minutes.
All right. Let me just read it. Always helps when you read it. Where is the critical? And now I can't find it. There we go. Unconscious in D6 hours, then -2 to dexterity. His arm is permanently lost. No use of two-handed weapons. Fatal. Yes. All right. Okay. All right. So we plunge our knife into its arm, into its shoulder, and like rake down the arm to just sever muscles, and you can almost see it sort of drop in its shoulder. It's I think because it's going to take a little while, and I should double check, but I'm never sure. It's going to take a little while, so I think it's still going to be alive and be kicking for a little bit at least. Is that? Oh, everybody's moved around, and now I'm all confused.
Oh, sorry.
It's okay.
I turned my video off for a moment.
No.
I'm back.
No. We're just going to play musical people until I get everybody where they. There we go. We're there. So yeah, we rake down its arm. It howls, and screeches can be heard all around the bay, and Ali.
Yeah, well, he was ready to sort of, I don't know, maybe help, but it looks like he doesn't need to. Fayez has clearly got this under control. So Ali does what any good person in his position would do.
Mm-hmm.
He turns his camera on his exosuit.
Okay.
And everyone, look at the sheer heroism, humanity fighting against the beast in the darkness, and he like starts to do this whole spiel about how Fayez has challenged this creature that was coming straight at these bear survivors and risked his own life to protect others. He'll do a whole spiel.
I mean,
because that actually is exactly how Ali would use all of his action points in this situation.
oh, okay. Sure, because it's not down on the floor. Like.
Oh, is it still? Is
yeah,
it still
Fayez
dangerous?
has got his knife in it.
Oh,
it's
Fayez.
howling. It looks a bit unsteady on its feet. Any other creature alive, it'd be down and out and destroyed. It's probably not long for this world, but it's gonna go down swinging.
I like Ali's first instinct. Though. It feels entirely appropriate.
Yeah.
So yeah, it begins doing
Frankly,
this.
It'll be worth it if Fayez dies on camera. Then this
Think
is
of the
top-
ratings. Think of the ratings.
This is what he's thinking of. This is exactly what he's thinking of. Unfortunately, look, I'm not going to shoot into hand-to-hand melee because that sounds like a really bad plan. I guess so I've started filming. It's over there, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like
yeah.
I've actually got to run to it as well.
Yeah.
So can I actually attack if I run over? Like that seems like a silly question.
You can
but
do one short move and one long move, so you could move and attack possibly.
Yes. Yeah, it's what
Okay.
it's what Feyaz got to do. They got to move and then attack.
Yeah, it's 3 action points in this game. Sorry, it gets me confused. But
I was doing that. I had to think about it when Niclas was like, "No, it's not a short action. So it's 1 to get over there, and then it's 2 to have to."
All right. So Feyaz, Ali, filming as he does and narrating as he runs up, but making sure he's keeping Feyaz in frame because he doesn't want to be seen as anything other than helping behind Feyaz. Because Ali's decided that the final bit of this documentary of the fall of the Ghazali will be, the heroism of the common man.
Mm-hmm.
He runs up and with his copious combat skills, of which he has so many, he pulls out his hand fan.
Yeah.
Which I've not used in anger before now, and with his total close combat skill of 0 and his strength of 3, he rolls 4 dice.
Nice.
And he gets 1 success, so that's better than none. It does 2 damage. I'm not trying for the crit. Obviously, I can't do crit, so yeah, it does 2 damage.
All right. It gets through.
Right.
Smack it with the hand fan.
Stabby.
Bag. No.
Yep.
Naughty Nakatra.
Yep. I watched the Jedi and Mandalorian tonight, so I'm feeling quite inspired by the concept of lightsabers. So my lightsaber fan, boom, does its damage.
Excellent.
End of me. Over to you.
Sure. And it is over to me because the Nakatra goes next. What is it gonna do? Bum bum bum. Let's see. All right. So, it with some sort of feral hunger, looks at Ali and Feyaz, and with it's yeah, it's gonna try and bite one of you, and with its other arm scratch and claw the other ones. It's going to use its feral hunger talent and make 2 attacks. Both of them will be at -2 because it is no arm and not really focusing. So let's see. Let's do Feyaz first. What have we got here? 1, 2. Oof. 3. I'm gonna use a darkness point because I really want a Nakatra to hit.
Did you use a darkness point for triggering his feral hunger in the first place?
Oh no, I didn't. There we go.
Sorry,
2.
I mean I shouldn't.
No, do everything. It's all good. It's all good. Come on. Don't fail me, Nakatra. There we go. 1 success, Feyaz. So as it tries to bite you, it does 4 damage as it sinks its teeth into you. You gonna an armor roll there?
Ouch. Yeah, but I've failed that.
All right. So it lunges for your throat, clamps down, and you can feel it tearing at your flesh. And then it's gonna try and get Ali.
No.
Should I spend another darkness point? Should I? Because I didn't get any. Yeah, I will. Let's do that to try again. Don't fail me. No, Ali is lucky. Seems
he is lucky.
The
He's got the gambler's luck after all.
The icons like you, so it just sinks everything into Feyaz, clamping down and drawing blood as its other arm destroyed just flails somewhat, which I think as we do this, the camera over Feyaz's shoulder sees a movement of a white-haired woman crawling somewhere behind us. But Fayez, it's you.
Yeah, his life is on the line here, so he just attacks again. So that's... Could I push that? I got 2 successes. Wow, why not?
Why not?
I pray again. And get 2 more successes. So 4 in all.
Wow.
So that's 2, 3, 4 damage, and I crit again.
Wow. This
And
Nicatra.
do they all get through?
Probably. He doesn't have much armor. Oh no! He made his 1 armor roll. I got a 6. You can't see. I got
Nice.
a 6.
Yeah.
Hooray!
So 3 get through
3 get through.
and the crit. whatever
And a
you
crit.
want to roll.
Yeah.
And the crit, 32.
Quick.
Broken arm.
The other one.
But, and this is important, stunned for 1 turn, so
All
it
right.
gets no actions this round.
So
Yeah.
it's stunned. It staggers there as you I guess just dive into the other arm that swung for Ali.
And it's got -3 on its combat rolls.
It's got -4 in its combat rolls.
Mhm.
Just ineffective now. So Ali, Fayez is laying into this Nicatra. Blood is everywhere. Fur, teeth, nails, and stevedore all over the deck.
Okay, so Ali is actually going to not attack. He is absolutely going to step back so that he can get this scene perfect.
Mm-hmm.
And then he's going to narrate a la, 1944 and a good moment from Enemy at the Gate, the propaganda officer from possibly one of the better movies of our time, and sort of do exactly what I was describing for you. So he's narrating for, Fayez as this sort of almost avatar of, the common man fighting against, the darkness of the Legion that has been unleashed upon us, even as the ship falls into the sun. And he won't attack. That's what he does. That's all he does. He just captures that scene and describes it.
All right. So in terms of fighting this Nicatra now, both its arms are down and it's stunned. So while it's not completely without danger, I don't enjoy just grinding through hit points and making armor rolls. It's not enjoyable. It's just a maths game. So while Fayez and Ali have sort of got this under control, we kind of cut to Afra, who is watching the update. The sides of the container are open, and you can see these 4 beds. It's like a really nice compact setup. Really, somebody's thought about how this was gonna work and what's going on. Very expensive looking stuff in there as well. And you're watching like the protocols and stuff go on. I would like I think this is an opposed. So they are
Opposed
gonna
observation roll. Are you asking?
yeah. Oh.
I will, because I'm keeping, I can hear the gunshots and
you're on edge.
the shouts and stuff. So I'm on edge. So I'm going to spend a darkness point,
Okay.
which I won't put in my pool of darkness points for the game I'm running.
No, you
'cause that
can't.
was-
You can't get extra darkness points for tonight, for Monday, from today.
Do.
And that gets me an extra success. So I've got 2 successes.
Okay, so clearly she's groggy. She's not as stealthy as she thinks. Maybe her hearing is a bit off from being so close to the thing. And you hear something clang, or maybe the brush of something like her clothing against the side of the metal or something, and out the corner of your eye, maybe not alerting her that you're aware, you see that flash of white hair slowly sort of moving along, heading towards you.
Okay, so with all that shooting, I kind of had my Vulcan pistol, no, not my Vulcan, my accelerator pistol.
Yeah.
So I'm going to draw it and turn it on her and say, who are you working for?
She realizes the gig is up, and she stops. And instead of like this hunched pose, she straightens up and she says, I don't know who the final buyer is. I've angered some people, and a favor for my life. I just needed to get this cargo back to Coriolis.
You don't have 40,000 birr, do you?
When I get this cargo back, I will.
The cargo are going back to Coriolis, but as individuals, not as 3 people in a freight box.
She shakes her head. She says, That's just why would you? You don't know who. They'll kill me.
You can find a new life. There's a whole horizon to explore.
She shakes her head, as if to kind of laugh, and she looks up at you and says, "You've got that small ship. Their lives for your ship."
You can fly?
I can fly.
Take it.
And she looks for the catch.
There is no catch. I think I'm going to have to fly Fatima's bounty. Ali can't fly a ship. You take it, or it falls into the sun.
She smiles. Have you still got the tabula on you?
Yes.
She reaches over, and she gestures. She puts in like her security code or her PIN, and unlocks the list. And she says, "You and that other one, you're reporters, right?
Yes.
Tell them I died."
We will.
And she nods.
It was probably an heroic death.
She goes,
I don't have the imagination, but Ali will think of something.
It's not my style. And
it was a craven death. You were trying to, I don't know, smuggle a cargo out of here, some container box that nobody ever found out what was inside.
That sounds more like it.
And you died and blasted unprotected into space.
And she gives a bit of a smile, and nods at you, and turns around and walks off. You're going to shoot her in the back?
So she's handing me back the tabula.
Yeah, she's giving you back the tabula. Yeah.
I'll take her wrist.
Oh,
put
yeah.
her close. And whisper the portal hopper's name into her ear.
And she smiles, and she goes, "Ah, yes, I see," and heads off across the docking bay. So, leaving you with this list, and what you see is the fourth, like the extra details, like the manifest, if you will, includes Fayez. It's got a familiar name there.
Oh.
And she walks off. Fayez and Ali, as you are, I assume, just giving this Nicatra a good kicking, because now it's got 2 broken arms. It's stunned. You've got some good shots. You can hear everybody else. The shots are dropping, lowering. The combat is down. If we had more time, we could definitely find out the full aftermath of what happened here. But eventually, the stevedores and everybody rounds up. Afra, these 3 folks come out of stasis, confused, asking if they what the disaster is. Like they seem unaware of everything else. Like they've, this is not where we went into stasis. Why are we? Where are we? Kind of
I
thing.
have no answers, but I do have a friend of at least one of you. Which one of you is Nico?
I can't remember what name I picked. Let's flip back. Kiefer. Kiefer. She puts her hand up and she says, "Yeah, that's me."
You met a friend of mine, Fayez?
Oh yes, I know Fayez. How do you know Fayez?
Well, he's been part of your rescue.
No, and the 3 of them look confused.
Come, we have plenty of time to talk about this on the voyage home.
Okay, so we round up. There have been some casualties from the Nicatra. We're down.
Stop pointing my gun at them as well.
As we get onto the ship, it takes a little while to go through the systems, boot it up. I think Afra would have to. Can you make a data gin roll for us?
Data gin?
Yes, please.
I have to do everything on this damn ship.
I know.
Why don't you others get some skills that are useful? Data gin, I roll 6 dice normally. Any modifier?
No, this is fine.
Take a darkness point, please.
Okay.
2 successes then.
Excellent. So whatever has been troubling Suleiman seems to have halfway made it into the Fatima's bounty through some sort of reset or cunning. Afra manages to restart, go back to an earlier upgrade for the ship's onboards rather than the one that was slave to the Ghazali. Set it into startup sequence and get the ship starting. You see like Suleiman sort of pop up on the screen, and it's like, I see you have uncoupled the ships from the AI. Thank you for flying with the Ghazali. We hope your voyage is safe. Kind of farewell. The doors open. Loads of bits and pieces just fly out, and eventually, once it's safe, because Afra's probably thrown through worse situations than decompression, or at least there will be a training of some sort. We fly off. We fly out of the Ghazali to make our way to safety. There is, and I'm going to take the page out of the book because this is fun. This is nice. So, as like the shot of the Fatima's bounty, this little fat-looking, round, bulbous kind of ship makes its way out, and the screen sort of pans out to fill the stars. It focuses in on an area, and we suddenly realise it's maybe it's Fayez's eye, and we can see in his eye the stars reflected. A suffocating silent black threatening all life and hope. The flickering light that remains only serves to emphasize the vastness of the void, and it pans down to a rock below you, cold, scarred by thousands of quiet collisions in deep space, itself a remain of a larger collision aeons ago, light years away. Stardust covers your body. Your breath, which is endless hunger of space, should be ripping from your chest, hangs in the clouds in front of you, crystallizing on cold surfaces of the rock. The stone rotates slowly, held captive in orbit around an alien planet. The planet enters your view, greenish-blue under heavy grey clouds, and the rock keeps rotating, and the planet disappears, darkness enveloping you once again. When the world below returns, you see raging eternal storms, plaguing the surface, a single black monolith protruding through the clouds, reaching for the stars. Lighting seems to be emanating from, or converging on this lonesome sentinel. Suddenly the storms subside, only to explode in a single violent discharge seconds later, releasing a lightning bolt headed directly at your rock. The stone shatters into dust, falling out of orbit and disintegrating as it enters the atmosphere. You hold onto one of the larger fragments, clawing the frozen rock until your fingers bleed frozen, black bubbles of blood onto the stone. You have arrived at your journey's end, to face the icon's judgment, but you find that you aren't alone. A small child floats next to you in the burning cloud. A boy or a girl, it's hard to tell. It fixes a serious gaze on you and speaks, but you can't make out the words. Its voice suddenly reverberates through your head without moving its lips. Everything will be all right. All will be well. The clouds below you part, and the planet's green and blues stun you with their beauty. The stars have returned from the darkness above, bright dots of hope in the night, and you suddenly know that the child is right, and let go of your rock. Instead of falling, you softly enter a low orbit around the planet. Serenity fills your soul as you hear the stars sing to you, a transcendent primordial symphony. And if we were playing more, that would be the end of the session. We'd find out what happens next. But that's where the Last Voyage with the Ghazali ends.
Oh, I don't know though. I feel we should at some point bring these characters back for some other chapter in the whole of the Cyclade dance, shall we say?
Yeah. But that was it. We made it up alive.
That was great.
Yeah,
I loved it.
It was really good.
I love my fellow characters here.
I wonder how the Spider News Network would deal with all the information they've got, and what would be the implications. Like, is this? Yeah, because there's a lot of stuff they've learned there.
Yeah, so there's no mention of the information from the Emerald Disc getting out in Mercy of the Icons.
No.
And there is, spoiler warning, in an early part of the last Cyclade is about getting another Emerald Disc.
Yeah.
So
there are things, there are threads, but it's a real, like I was, I mentioned last week when we were chatting, not streaming, and we'll stop maybe in a minute, but I mentioned last week how epic, like I'm impressed at how well this fits into what I've read of Mercy 1 and Mercy 2.
Yeah, no, I'm particularly impressed.
Yeah.
By that last bit you read out.
Yes, yeah, then that's why I read it, because it's a very long piece of box text, which I'm not normally a fan of. Like it's part of Dungeons and Dragons I don't enjoy. Big long box text that's kind of telling you things you should see. But in this context, with it being for a mystic and some of the things you see and some of the things other characters have said, it's definitely like, oh wow, oh my, that's impressive. It's definitely epic, and I'm excited. Well, I was already excited because my Mercy package arrived yesterday, and I've already been reading through it. I'm definitely excited to dive back in and find out more. And yeah, like you said, find out more about what Afra, Ali, and Fayez get up to in the future.
Oh, yeah, no, we'll have to do that. Should we say goodbye to our listeners?
We should say goodbye
Viewers.
to everybody, yeah. Thanks for joining us. That's the end of the Last Voyage of the Ghazali. If you missed them, we have put them on YouTube. The Royal me and my frog in my pocket. I've put them on YouTube. I'll tweet a link out. So if you haven't followed us, me, at Millie the GM, or where are we? Over here. Where should we find out everything I've learned about Coriolis from?
So yeah, come listen to the Effekt Podcast, which you will find under Effekt EFFEKT, or at effektpodcast.org. But you'll find it on all your streamers. We talk about all the Free League games, but we started off being called the Coriolis Effekt.
Yeah.
We also have APs of our own at effektap.org or Effekt Actual Play on the podcast devices.
Things.
And we're also streaming Mercy of the Icons, and you, Millie, and you, Nils, have been guest stars in that long Mercy of the Icons campaign. You haven't, but we'll fix that because it's been a joy playing with you, and maybe we can get Ali to feature in
That would be exciting.
in a future episode. So we're streaming that on Monday nights, and you'll find us on Twitch now as well as YouTube at 8:30 GMT on Monday nights.
And Niclas, we meant to mention it last week or the week before. You've collected. What was the collected site you've got?
Yeah, exactly. So Matt and Dave of the Effekt Podcast, they have these journal pieces where they delve into Coriolis lore, and they put it up on their blogs, but it's all a mess, so you can't find it if you don't know what you're looking for. So I've collated all that and put some structure to it. So it's a page, and we'll link to it.
We'll put, if you're watching back on YouTube, we'll put the link in there, and then you could come and join the Effekt Discord, and it'll be in there, and you just need to patronize.
Yeah, all you need to do is join our Patreon at Patreon/Effekt.
There we go. And all that plugging. And Thomas, haven't you've published some?
No.
You're not published them yet? They're still secret?
He's published a load of great Tales from the Loop stuff on, like you have, Millie, on Free League Workshop.
Yeah. So it's just...
And it's still selling, which was a bit of a surprise.
I know. It's all good. But yeah, thank you very much for watching, folks. We're going to stop streaming now. And we'll see you soon.